Hi, everyone. We welcome you to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
And you know what? This is probably, Kevin, my favorite date on the NBA calendar. I mean, with the amazing collection of players we have here tonight, this year promises to be an epic event.
Absolutely.
Guys, it always is. I mean, the privilege of playing in this game means so much to every one of these players. I mean, being on this huge stage brings out the best in the NBA's biggest superstars.
Now a look at the West All-Stars starting lineup. Luka Doncic out there with Gilgeous Alexander, and it's Nikola Jokic. Then it's Anthony Davis, and it's James in at the 3 spot.
And fans and celebrities alike have descended on this town for All-Star Week. There's been a bunch of fun events going on all over the place.
And, Greg, it's like that every year. I mean, no matter what city is hosting, it becomes a mecca for everyone who wants to take in one of the greatest scenes in all of sports. Not only to watch the best players, but to be seen by the other stars in the crowd.
And for me, this is always one of the best weeks of the year. So much fun for everyone involved. Fans, players, coaches. What a blast.
Yeah, the NBA knows how to throw a party in celebrating its game. There's no doubt about that. And All-Star Week is one great show after another.
Now here's LeBron after the miss from Trae Young. And that one drops for him.
Still possessing incredible athleticism. LeBron James, when he attacks like this, you can almost forget about stopping.
Outside Tatum. Pulls up on the wing. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And the first half of his season, boy, how special has it been? He has been on a rampage.
Yeah, and he's got tremendous talent. And when he's fully healthy and engaged, I mean, he's really impossible to stop. That's what we've been seeing this year from him.
Now here's LeBron. Jokic draws the double. Over Tatum. Again, the West All-Stars.
Well, I think this is the start they want. Come out and put some points up early. 3 or 4 so far.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He thinks they need to focus on speeding up Nikola Jokic rather than trying to slow him down. Coach said Jokic dominates the game at his own pace, so we need to put more pressure on him and not allow him to play so patiently. Of course, that's easier said than done. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And here is James following the three-pointer by Trae Young.
Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Mitchell outside. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And so here are the West All-Stars. James dishes to Davis. And they double up Davis. And a wide-open look for Gilgeous Alexander. Buries the long-range jumper.
This is why SGA is a focal point of this offense, because of that ability to score.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to talk to his guys.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Halliburton's checked in. The West All-Stars also with the sub. Edwards has come in for James. Here's Mitchell. Pass to Halliburton. Edwards against Tatum. Embiid with a screen on Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. And Mitchell puts up a deep 3. And another miss by the East. The West leading by 4. And they double up Davis. Edwards kicks to Doncic. It's hauled in by Tyrese Halliburton. And here are the East All-Stars. Good ball movement here by the East. Down low. Antetokounmpo against Gilgeous Alexander. For three, Mitchell. It's hauled in by Jokic. Jokic has got 4 rebounds in this game. And a deep three from Doncic. It's hauled in by the East All-Star.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that. Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammate.
And Gilgeous Alexander gets it to go.
Money in the bank. Gilgeous Alexander is more than happy to try his luck from that spot.
Mitchell outside. Doncic with the block. And they'll get another chance. Embiid from outside. It's rebounded by Doncic.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Edwards can't hit.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Matter of fact, a lot of his points came from the stripe. He was feeling it.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Adebayo is checked in for Joel Embiid. Paul George comes in for Antetokounmpo. And Lillard subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. Doncic, no good on the free throw.
You know, from the moment Luka entered the league, despite the naysayers, he's been a star, a legitimate star. And that's something you don't see very often. Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Outside Curry. Jokic with his screen on Lillard. And a deep three from Curry. Trying to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good.
And, Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the West All-Stars. They lead by a bucket. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back for the second quarter of the main event of All-Star Weekend.
And, guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
And, you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full-force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. We've got Stephen Curry. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Durant. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Edwards in at the 2 spot.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Halliburton. Outside for Curry. Back to Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
That's all weight room right there. Edwards powers through the contact with the hoop and the arm.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Trae Young, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. LeBron's checked in for the West. He throw good, Edwards.
Hey, like a lot of guys, Edwards rides momentum as a player. When his confidence is soaring, so is his activity level.
Here's Tatum. Great D that time from James. Now the West with the ball. To the middle. LeBron is doubled. Pass to Jokic. Now Edwards lets it go from deep. Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. Young with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. George with the bucket.
This is what Paul George does. He looks for any opening on the floor to create opportunities for his team.
And it's Michael Malone calling timeout here. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Mitchell, he's checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. Doncic is checked in.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
And James throws it down.
One of the most remarkable things in sport, LeBron still throwing it down at this age. One of the best athletes we've seen in any sport.
And so Young will bring it up for the East. Pass to Adebayo. Mitchell outside. And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
Strong inside. What a move by James.
Vintage LeBron there, owning the lane. I mean, who's going to stop that?
Mitchell outside. Off target from three-point range.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And talk about a terrific stroke. The defense was hoping that a three-ball that deep wasn't going in.
And here's Young after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket for Mitchell. Edwards inside, defended by George. Edwards passes to James. LeBron sets the screen for Doncic. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Doncic has gone only 1 of 5 shooting from the floor. Outside, George. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Adebayo with the screen on Curry. Inside. Tatum gets it inside.
We know Tatum's got a terrific jumper. But I like when he pounds that paint, too.
And here is Curry. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound by the East All-Stars. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to George. A fader. And that one hits back iron. Edwards against Tatum. Edwards kicks to Doncic. Forcing his way inside. Doncic.
Luka, combination of finesse and bully ball in there that time.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Some changes here for the East. Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Adebayo. Towns comes in for Tatum. Halliburton subbed in for Paul George. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Victor Wembanyama is checked in for Jokic. Durant comes in for James. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Edwards. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Stephen Curry. 1:37 left now here in the second. Mitchell against Doncic. Three-pointer. They get it back. And it's the West All-Stars ball. Floats it up for Wembanyama up in the rafters.
The perfect lob partner. Wembanyama with elite hand-eye coordination.
1:15 left in the second quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander against Young. For three, Mitchell. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists tonight.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Now here's Durant. Still without a basket. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Young pass to Mitchell. .35 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
And the incredible reach of Wembanyama, helping him knock away that one.
Gilgeous-Alexander deciding where to go with it. Doncic outside. A 3 from Leonard. And it's the East with the rebound. Halliburton passes to Mitchell. One second left. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. West All-Stars lead by 1. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. And it's time to strap in as we get set to bring you the explosive action of the second half of the All-Star game.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular final 2 quarters.
Antetokounmpo out there with Joel Embiid. Then it's Tatum. Then it's Trae Young. And it's Mitchell in its shooting guard. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Wembanyama down low. Covered by Mitchell. Oh, there's the strength training. Wembanyama.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Tatum against Leonard. Young in the corner for the tie. Wembanyama with the rebound. The West leading by 3. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Durant for 3. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Pass to Tatum. Young taking his time here. Giannis inside. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. The strength, the might, Giannis! Gilgeous Alexander's got the ball here for the West. They lead by 1. Here's Wembanyama. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Tatum kicks to Young. Giannis a screen on Gilgeous Alexander. Mitchell outside. 6 to shoot. For the lead. It's good from long range. Mitchell's got the lead up to 2 now for the East All-Stars.
And that's Mitchell at his best. Playing the quarterback on this offense and leaving the D grabbing for air.
And we have a timeout called by Michael Malone. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And some changes here for the West All-Stars. Sabonis, he's checked in for Durant. Edwards comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Devin Booker. Two minutes into the second half of play now. Doncic passes to Edwards, and it's in there. Edwards got the game tied up here for the West All-Stars.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 6. Sabonis grabs the board. Tatum's gone 3 of 8 shooting from the floor. Outside, Sabonis. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Poked away. It's stolen by Gilgeous Alexander. Floats it up for Wembanyama. Antetokounmpo with the steal. Fast break, here they come. And here's Mitchell from the arc. And the foul called on Edwards. That's his first foul. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And the East All-Stars making a change here. Halliburton's checked in. Then for the West All-Stars, Jokic has checked in for Wembanyama. Davis comes in for Domantas Sabonis. And it's LeBron in for Edwards. On the wing, Giannis. Tatum setting the pick for Giannis. Clock at 6. The West grabs the miss. LeBron right side. Pass to Jokic. Some nice passing here by the West. Davis setting the pick for Gilgeous Alexander. Doncic outside. And a great assist by Gilgeous Alexander as that one goes in. Doncic has got 7.
You know, if Luka wants the three-point shot, he just takes it. No hesitation.
Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Here's James. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. LeBron trying to free himself up. And it's Davis missing. It's a close game here in Indianapolis. Halliburton passes to Mitchell. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. And the West All-Stars have possession. And they double up James. Outside for Davis. It's tipped. Jokic inside. Embiid's there. Oh, Jokic powering inside.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Back to Mitchell, the 17-footer. Again, Mitchell missing.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And so it looks like it'll be still with the West All-Stars.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
And we have a timeout called by Michael Malone. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. And the East with some changes. George is checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Lillard subbed in for Mitchell. Then for the West All-Stars, Kevin Durant's checked in for Davis. Edwards comes in for LeBron. And Curry subbed in for Doncic. .107 left in the third quarter. A nice shot by KD.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now here's Embiid. Still yet to score. He had a nice open look right there.
It's simple. Lillard is an elite shot maker.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the West. A two-point game. And out of bounds, the East All-Stars will have it. Adebayo is checked in for Joel Embiid. .46 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside, George. Adebayo with a screen on Gilgeous Alexander. They get the rebound. George against Edwards. Can't get it to fall.
You know, guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on the team is all about.
I mean, how do you guard that? Tatum's range is off the charts.
Outside for Curry. A three ball. That's in, coming off the assist from KD. Curry's got 6.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. It's the West All-Stars. They're up by 2. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
Well, we're back on a night that's always a highlight of any NBA season. We're live from the All-Star Game.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
On the court for the West All-Stars, we've got Anthony Edwards. Curry is out there with Doncic. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's James in at the 5 down low.
Towns is money off the catch and shoot.
Here's James. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Young. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Young's got it all tied up now for the East All-Stars.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And here are the East All-Stars now. The West All-Stars getting their last shot to go.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Edwards kicks to Doncic. James a screen on Mitchell. Pass to James. Kicks it out to Leonard. The tray. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. George against Leonard. Adebayo with the screen on Leonard. George with no one around. The three-pointer no good.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
And out of bounds, the East All-Stars will have it. Halliburton's checked in for the East. Wembanyama, he's checked in for the West. It's been a little while since they've been in the lead.
And that's why this is such an important possession for them.
Mitchell in the corner. Outside, George. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Mitchell against Leonard. To the inside. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him. To the paint. 5 on the clock. Halliburton with the steal. And the rejection by Leonard.
And those long arms and huge hands. Leonard has all the tools he needs to erase shots. And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
And it's Michael Malone calling timeout here. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. And the East All-Stars with some changes. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Towns. Giannis comes in for George. And it's Jason Tatum in for Halliburton. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Jokic, he's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Davis comes in for LeBron. Edwards, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Gilgeous Alexander is subbed in for Stephen Curry. Giannis dishes to Young. Floats it up for Pairs. Giannis taking flight.
How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards. Victor Wembanyama is checked in for the West. The East leading by 3. Here's Young. And they call an illegal screen here.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Now, here's Gilgeous Alexander. Going inside, and Gilgeous Alexander throws it down.
And where some feel stressed, Gilgeous Alexander feels strength. Love the confidence from the young fella.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Mitchell looking it over. Pass to Tatum. Shot clock at 5. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low, goes up with it. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the East. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Edwards up high.
At every level, Edwards has been the go-to guy for his team. It's in his DNA.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Mitchell against Doncic. Tatum setting the pick for Mitchell. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Edwards.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball on the three-point line.
And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
How about the young fella, Wembanyama with a big-time bucket.
1:22 left in the fourth. The East trail by 3. Mitchell outside. Wembanyama against Young. Oh, trying for it. And another miss by the East. Pass break, here comes the West. It's Davis on the wing, guarded by Tatum.
That's why you give him the rock. Doncic deserves the ball because he can deliver in the clutch.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. The West All-Stars making a switch here. James is checked in. .52 seconds left in the game. Doncic against Mitchell. Shot to stop the run. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And I think Mitchell's focus increases when it's clutch time. The bigger the moment, the better he is.
Count it.
James never lets up. He is absolutely fearless down the stretch.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
Now, here's Mitchell. Giannis outside. Back to Mitchell. Knocked away. Pass to Embiid. Shoots over James. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And at 250 lbs, Embiid is a terror inside, using that large frame to draw those fouls.
Good on the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. The West All-Stars making a switch here. And Embiid drops them both.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead now to a one-possession lead.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Hey, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
Now a timeout called by the East. They're behind by 5. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
Here's Young. Tries a 3 off the inbound. It falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
That could have been the end of it. Instead, he hands them a lifeline.
Giannis outside. No good.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
Yeah, I love the way he's fighting through box outs, using his elbows. I mean, he's doing whatever it takes.
So a close game sees the West All-Stars taking this one.
And it's impossible to know what's going to happen in these games. The talent on both sides is always so strong. But tonight, the West seemed a little more comfortable playing together as a unit, and that's what earned them the win.
You mentioned that all broadcast long, and sure enough, it came to fruition. That brings us to the conclusion of our All-Star coverage. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan wishing you all a very good night.
Presentation of the most valuable player.